Somehow, we're just here by ourselves. I got to cuddle a cat. All of the intricate detail is so beautiful. We're starting the day up here and it still is going up. Such a good explanation.
We're Jordan and Emily. We left Australia in early 2022 with a goal to spend our savings seeing as much of the world as possible. We started in Southeast Asia, gazed at world wonders through India and Egypt, and even drove the most beautiful highway in the world.
How beautiful can a highway really be? Mind-blowingly beautiful, that's how.
More recently, we've been discovering just how beautiful Turkey truly is, and today is no different.
Good morning from Selçuk, Turkey.
Yesterday we caught a quick bus to the Izmir airport and picked up a car to drive an hour inland?
South?
An hour south to get to Selçuk.
I thought your foot was a cat then. I was like, how did a cat get up here?
We are still on the western coast of Turkey and exploring everything that's here. Specifically here, there is one of the best ancient ruins in the entire world and we are so excited to be able to see it today.
This has been something that we wanted to see on this trip since before we left.
I agree. This has always been on my list. I don't know if I've vocalized it much, but it's always been really high on my list.
The ancient city of Ephesus, and then I didn't even realise, but there are so many different archaeological and historic sites here that we might try and check out as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a good day.
Also, we woke up to a million crows, so...
It was like a plague was upon our house.
Let's get in the car.
The Ephesus car park is only like a 6-minute drive from where we're staying in Selçuk, and we have come to the southern car park because we've heard that this is the one to come to because the tour buses don't come here, they go to the other one. So hopefully with the timing we should have Ephesus somewhat to ourselves. We've also gotten here potentially a half hour early. In summer it opens at 8 AM, which is when we're here, but I'm pretty sure in winter it doesn't open until 8:30.
We may be waiting for half an hour, but we are at the top, so we get to walk down and hopefully against the crowds, if there are any.
It's 8:12. It's just us, some puppy dogs and some shopkeepers so far. Hopefully someone comes soon and lets us in. It's a pretty nice place to wait though. There's so many dogs.
2 minutes waiting, open 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, have a good time.
We are in Ephesus and there's only one group of 4 people behind us and they're on a tour, so they're gonna take a while. Yes! Look at this! I am losing my mind right now. Right behind us is the Library of Celsus, and we are walking down this incredible marble-filled laneway by ourselves. Look at that.
I don't think we've ever been to a place this crazy and this alone. We splurged, we got the little bit more expensive tickets so we can go in the terrace houses as well. I just can't believe we're by ourselves. Almost by ourselves.
We are here alone in the library. It is so grand. It's this massive 2-story marble building and the detail on it is so ornate, and because the sun's only just rising, it's turned all this beautiful golden colour. I feel so lucky that we're here.
So happy. This is crazy that we are in this library by ourselves. It's also a lot smaller than I thought. Like the outside, the entrance is so grand and it's full of marble and detail. And then you come in and it's quite small, the little niches where all the scrolls would have been. It's so cool though.
Apparently in Roman times, this was the second most important library in the world.
Only second to Alexandria.
Second to Alexandria.
We have been here for about half an hour just running around the library. The first lot of groups have started to trickle through, so we're not by ourselves anymore. But one fun fact I did learn the other day when we were watching some YouTube videos about this place is that each of the 4 statues at the front of the library represented a personality trait of the guy the library was built for. I don't really know what the traits were or who the guy was, but that's a cool thing. I think one of them is vanity, knowledge, I don't know.
Vanity?
I feel like it was a V word. Alright, moving on.
Another thing we learned is that they've only discovered 15% of Ephesus. Means there's so much more that's beneath our feet. Apparently it stretches all the way out to these mountains that's just underground and people haven't found yet. So as the years roll on, they're just going to keep finding more cool things.
Which is kind of crazy because it is huge already. The fact that this is only 15% is mind-blowing. Whoa!
So we learnt that theatres like this were designed to hold 10% of the population. What that means is they could estimate how many people roughly would live here. And because this theatre holds 24,000 people, they think about 240,000 people lived here at the height of the Roman period.
And somehow we're here by ourselves, just like at the library. Yeah. It's huge. I didn't think it would be this big. And they actually used to hold like gladiator fights here as well.
Yeah, they had concerts, performances, gladiator fights, everything was done here. It's massive.
I am a lion tamer. That's my gladiator. Oh, I'm sorry, what? Is this my cat now? She's purring. Tried to stand up and she just wanted to come with me. Huh. You cozy little bugger. Of all the things I thought would happen today at Ephesus, this is not one of them. These are the toilets in Ephesus. Back in the day, going to the toilet was not a private affair, it was a communal activity. What surprises me is how close they are together. Like, you would be touching legs. If I was sat on this one and you were sat on that one, our legs would be touching while we're pooing.
So because we paid the extra $5 to get in, we do have access to these terrace houses too. From what I understand, they're just houses for incredibly rich families here. Like, top in the world rich. But it's cool, and if you're going to come all the way to Ephesus, you may as well come in here too.
Paintings are crazy, like the walls. I can't believe this is someone's house.
For the extra money to get in here, it is absolutely worth it.
The intricate detail of like the mosaics and the wall paintings is just mind-blowing. And what's really cool is each room would have a theme. So like the kitchen would have wall paintings of fish or ducks, things that you would eat. Bedrooms would have like birds or nice relaxing things. It's just crazy to see how super uber duper wealthy people lived back in the day. And they're still excavating stuff. Like literally right now there's 2 people working in a room excavating stuff. That's insane to me.
It's crazy. I think my favourite thing is the mosaics. Like they're so intricate. The tiles are so tiny, but then the mosaic is massive. And you get to walk over it on this glass platform. So cool. Definitely worth coming here. If you come all the way to Ephesus,
Why
may as well.
not? It's an extra $5, like so worth it.
This whole ancient city was a port city. How is it a port city? We are miles from the coast.
Such a good morning here. Not only is like the views amazing, but we're here by ourselves, which we didn't know whether or not we'd get lucky in that sense, because we have seen some recent videos of people being here and it's been packed, but somehow we're just here by ourselves. I got to cuddle a cat. All of the intricate detail is so beautiful. I love it. I'm so happy. I feel like the day's only going to get better as well. We probably are going to eat some more delicious Turkish food. We get to go see one of the original wonders of the world. Like it's just, we're starting the day up here and it still is going up. Such a good explanation.
So, answered a little bit of a question about the city being a port city. Apparently they were pretty close to the coast, but they decided to just man-make build canals that come all the way up into the city. So there's literally a road called Harbour Road, takes you from the stadium all the way to the man-made canal, which then would go out to the sea.
Just crazy that they
How do they do that?
That they were able to think of that and do it and execute it and what?
That's so cool. We were wondering like why they stopped excavating this road, and like why it's like the easiest thing, you know, it's either going to go forward, left or right, but it's because it meets the water. Crazy.
We have been here for an hour and a half and we've just seen our first huge tour group, which is kind of okay because we're going to make our way back up to the entrance we first came in and do the whole thing again, but listening to an audio guide. The difference between Ephesus at 8:30 in the morning is we walked this whole thing by ourselves. At 11 a.m, there's so many people.
Ephesus is so cool.
We had so much fun and we were there for 4 hours.
Little tidbit, if you're parking at the top or bottom, there are no signs, but people come around and ask for money. So just be aware and have a little bit of money. It's 25 lira to just park.
There was no one here when we got here. There was no signs. So a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. Highly recommend doing some form of audio guide if you come to Ephesus because it just made it so much more interesting walking around, getting all of these things pointed out that we didn't notice.
You can download free ones, so there's really no excuse. Just do it.
Now we're going to one of the original wonders of the world. It is not going to be as grand as Ephesus was.
But we'll imagine it. We'll use our imagination.
And then food because it's 12:30 and I'm hungry. And this is all that remains from the amazing, massive structure that was the Temple of Artemis. One single pillar is left. It would have been huge though, even that one pillar is massive. What do you think about one of the wonders of the ancient world?
It was one column. Cool to see. It would have been massive if it was fully built, like incredibly big, but it wasn't, so it's just a column in the field. I am hungry now though, so we'll get some lunch.
We have come to a place right across from our hotel, which is meant to have the best durum in all of Selçuk. Oh. Wow, it's so good. That chicken is so tender and charred, really. Oh, and it almost is like the tortilla is homemade. So good. Yesterday we saw these like dessert churro looking sugar syrupy things. So I think we deserve one of those after this.
And come full circle.
Don't even know what these are, but it looks so good. So sugary and sweet.
We've seen them a few places. All we know is it looks like sugar. Oh, it's like a really sugary churro.
It's been drenched in like the sugar syrup from baklava. Also kind of reminds me of the old famous jalebi wala. Is that what it was called in India?
Yeah.
It was like essentially the same thing, like fried dough saturated in sugary syrup.
It's very similar. And a great way to finish in Selçuk.
I've had such a good day. What a massive bucket list item we've checked off now. And it was like a perfect day as well.
I think my last and best tip is if you are wanting to see Ephesus and you want to see it properly, stay in Selçuk the night before so you can just get up and go and be the first one there, because it just looks incredible when there's no one else there.
Yeah, so special to be there by yourself. Tomorrow we are driving to another bucket list item in Turkey, which I'm so excited for. Pressure's on now, it has to beat Ephesus.
Such a good day.
I'll jump on my lap.